right, we should be back here. Welcome back. I got our faces on the TVs, and we should be hopping in shortly. Now, keep in mind, the lobby opens at 19 UTC, so we'll still be a second if you have anything left to finish up. But back here with Go Terror, and we'll be hopping in shortly. Now, while we have a second here, I've got the car list for us. In fact, I think I can pull that up right now. Yes, indeed. So we're looking at Best Control, Polpaz, Rotor R6 Turbo, Ponga TC, Bertha Ballin, Evil Weasel, NY54, Aquasonic, RC San, Emperor DRJ61. Now, we've seen the DRJ61. It has not performed very well at all. The Emperor has been a very off-meta pick that only some brave souls, maybe Tom Dom today, because if you remember, Tom Dom dominated his division with the Emperor last year. We also saw some NY54s. Those didn't work out too well. Bertha Ballin, it was all right. Good at blocking those pesky R6 turbos. Didn't see any pole pauses. Didn't see any Evil Weasels. So I'm really interested to see what kind of cars get brought out. We've heard a lot of people talking about Pest Control being Best Control. I've also heard some stuff about RC San. And yeah, we'll see. RC San is not a car that many people would expect to be good in an advanced session, because I do believe it's actually an amateur car. But it could perform really well. There's some people who dominate on it. So just a little car overview. It does look like the lobby should be open here. Yes.
What are your favorites for today, honestly?
Okay, so my favorites, one thing that we haven't talked about is you can actually only use 2 cars for the entire session. You can swap between them as much as you would like, but you can only have 2 cars in total. And so what we've seen is people having a good all-around car for a number of the tracks. But then there's some specific tracks where the oddballs come out. And so those are my tracks to watch for this session. Route 77 is one of those. Urban Sprint was feasibly possibly one. Toy World Mayhem, we also saw some swap ups. So I'd say those are my 3 where I'm wondering, is anybody gonna switch it up? Also, Spa Vault 2, we could potentially see a more technical car get brought out. We haven't seen that typically be the route, though. People usually going for that top speed for their second pick. Welcome in, chat. Welcome in, chat.
I see. Well, I will be just trying to maybe not interfere while commentating. Maybe I'm just gonna put a joke here and there, but we'll see. I mean, I will be for sure looking at GeForce as well. I think like you did have a patch where the lag thing was fixed. Like there's a better latency stuff in the game, or...
Yeah, I actually wanted to give a big shout out to the Revolt developers, people who are still actively working on improving this game day in, day out. BGM, Vesosky, aka Sissio, Huki, there's other people as well. But they did give us a new patch, and that's kind of what spurred on the RVRL Season 2. Was because we got this great patch. It cut down on lag boosting to an extent. It couldn't completely eliminate it, but it's got it at a much better spot. And also it improved, you'll be very happy to know this, it improved pickup accuracy. So we see pickups continuing to get improved, and maybe we could see them employed more in competitive events.
Yeah, because one of the things I remember from last season was like... what's called this weapon with the blue orb just flying?
The shockwave.
Yeah, shockwave. Like someone was just firing the shockwave. It was going through the car and nothing happened.
Yeah. That'll happen. That will definitely happen. But with the new patch, it's been getting improved, and with our coding evil genius overlords, I feel confident that they'll continue to improve the situation. So
That's extremely great to hear. I mean, it's still so surprising that people find time and passion to improve such an old game.
yeah, seriously, new tracks, new cars out of nowhere. Where are you gonna find as creative a grassroots community as Revolt? I challenge you to find another game because you're gonna be hard pressed to find one.
I
Uh,
mean, if you even think about Warcraft 3 and what happened there, I mean, like with all this bad launch of Reforged and all the comedians coming up and just taking things into their own hands with,
yeah.
own platform, everything, patches. I mean, that's also like incredible and it's insane. So yeah, there are people. I think like the bottom line is always that, like the companies that make games, obviously they make games, but at the end of the day, it's community that actually improve the game the most.
Yes, yes. And it does look like we're about ready to head out. We got Jailhouse Rock for our first track, a whole lot of R6 turbos, but 4 Emperors, a Panga TC, 2 Panga TCs driven by Nick and Laggy Rock. So already seeing much more expansion of our car field than in previous divisions, and it's good to see.
So wait, you said there are 2 cars, but we see 3 cars. We've got Panga, Emperor, and RC Turbo.
Yes. Well, there's about a car pool of about 6 to 8 cars. Each individual person can only
Okay,
swap between 2. Yeah.
between 2. Okay, so if like Nick got Panga, then he can only change to one other
One other
car
car.
and
Yeah.
only drive 2 cars. Okay, I see. I understand now.
So we'll see. The Panga CC is a car that we only saw get brought out extremely briefly. So
Okay,
it's
let's go.
yeah, it's good to see it getting brought out already on Jailhouse Rock because Ponga TC does have a lot of buzz around it. Now, shout out to our chat. We got Urak, we got ROG, Inigo, we got some people cheering on South America, Latino America. Marquito, Red, welcome in, cheering on Tom Dom. A lot of South American support here, and we are headed out. Jailhouse Rock already beginning. Tom Dom, Laggy Rock in a very early lead. The Emperor versus the Ponga TC. We'll see how they all handle this bank that's coming up right here. Tom Dom flipped around. Early lead lost. A bit of RNG there, but it is what it is. G-Force, Laggy Rock. Somewhat Power 8 trying to get on the inside, and he does through the sewer. We got Yun and Kiki.
And why I'm not surprised that GeForce is in the lead. I mean, like, come on, this man just coming back to this second season and just already leading the entire race.
And now I'll tell you, Gutierrez, G-Force has been less active. He's had a job. He's been working a lot. He hasn't been as active in the Revolt Americas community. No fault of his own. But he's coming in here right now and completely tearing up Jailhouse Rock. Already got a nice lead to his name right away on lap 2. We got Power 8 nearby in the R6. Kiki, Laggy Rock in third, fourth.
Yeah, and look at that, Powerade also second. So I always felt that Powerade could be a really strong addition to Division 1. And we see that Lagrock actually chasing Kiki and Yan. Some fight between Kiki and Yan there.
Yeah, and Yun, one of those Emperor players as well. So he's going to have to be extremely careful. Ertsu getting in. Now we've got one finish man, but where is our Ama? He's a bit backfield, it looks like. Ertsu putting in work on that Emperor Laggy Rock. That might have been Nick with that Ponga TC. Tom Dom trying to stay relevant, sitting around 8th place. Kiki, Mekikoski, Frost in 5th, 6th, 7th.
Frostbitten also a strong player from last season and only 7th right now. But this is the first race, so he can still come back really, really strong here.
Yeah, Frost, despite almost not making it to Division 1, this guy is a mainstay in the competitive community. I would be surprised to not see him in a podium position by the end of this event. Now, we do have Power 8 dropping down a bit. He was a strong second place. He's fallen down to 6th, 7th area. Makikoski not able to make it through the hole.
That's a painful mistake.
There's Ama. There's Kilabaris in the backfield. Again, this is such a stacked lobby that we have Stingox and Nick in 14th, 15th. This is absurd to see. He's in, we got Stingox in the Bertha Ballin, and he is not making that work right now. GeForce, Ewan, two of our Emperor drivers way out in the front, 20 meters ahead of our third place, Ertzu, who has moved
Lampert?
up.
Where's Lampert?
Good question. And we see Frost has moved up to 4th place. So 3 Emperors leading us.
Is that the best car?
You know, I was wondering the same thing because in Division 3 and 2, we saw this super high skill cap car, super low skill floor car, Emperor, and they were still making it work. 2nd place for Tova, for example. So I was wondering if Division 1 was going to be able to seal the deal on Emperor dominance. They're doing it on Jailhouse Rock with Frostbitten trying to keep him honest in that R6. We got Power 8 has moved up to 5th. Tom Dom in the Emperor in 6th.
So still a bit, only one lap left. Oh.
Yeah, so that is one of the unfortunate parts of the R6. Even with pickups off, it is going to get pushed around a bit. Laggy Rock, yes, Laggy Rock. Nick and Laggy Rock both have red names, and they're both in the Poundget CC. But Laggy Rock not quite able to bring this Poundget CC to fruition. Nick certainly not able to do so either. He has passed up Stingox, though, I will say. Now GeForce on lap 5 of 6 with the Chicken Emperor, and he is putting in work. Yun still falling closely behind. This 1st through 3rd battle has spread out a little bit.
But it feels like it's all about now, mistakes like this from Erzu. I mean, like, GeForce might win that race, but Jan tailing him all the time.
And look at those Emperors. It's so easy to spin. The Emperors are making it look very easy to drive Emperor, but I can guarantee you driving Emperor is not an easy feat. Neither is Pest Control. And that's why I'm super excited to see these Division 1 racers bring it out. In the meantime, we still have Yun versus GeForce, a battle for first, still on high heat. I do want to check out the rest of the race, but it's so hard to look away from this battle for first. If GeForce makes one small mistake, Yun's going to snap up that first, but GeForce, not exactly known for making mistakes. It's not really his thing. So we'll see if it happens.
Yeah, GeForce just maintaining his advantage, going really strong. I felt like those turns were the ones where you could make a mistake from my point of view. And yeah, GeForce securing the 1st place, Jan 2nd, Erzu 3rd, Frost 4th. He was like 7th.
Yeah, Frost putting in some serious recovery work. Power 8 trying to pass Ama, can't quite do it. Nick and Sting and Laggy Rock with a DC. Ooh, I hate to see that right away. But yeah, already our standings.
Also, he was strong. Like, I think he was top 3 and finished 10th. So kinda a rough start for him, I would say. The gap also in seconds is like 10-12 seconds behind the GeForce. But a strong start from GeForce. I don't know, like, it's too early to say anything, but GeForce looking strong.
Absolutely. Okay, sorry for that. Did have some technical things. We have been rocking and rolling here as the commentators have had a lot of moving parts, and I just got the live scores ready, so we'll have those for the next track. Shout out to Hosta, famous as well. Welcome in, y'all. And this,
I like
yes.
this track. I like this track.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's simple.
Yeah, a classic stock track. And we've got the best control coming out by Stingox. So Sting has already locked in his 2 cars for the event. Best Control and Bertha Ballin are going to be it. Power 8 getting locked down way early. Ama trying to hold on to this first, but he's got Makikoski and the Emperor challenging hard.
Lampert in top 3, what he's doing there? Okay, he's not already. 4. I don't know.
Ooh! Tom Dom trying to steal it. He's not able to. Oh, look at that Emperor's speed. He's just sending these R6 flying left and right. He's hunting down Lampert now. Makikoski with a strong first.
I mean, Tom Don gonna take Lampert only until he hits the wall or something like that. And with Lampert, you never know.
You really never know with Lampert. Frost on the inside. Oh, he looked like he was going to snag 2 positions right there. He does kind of get clobbered. And he is going to find the pass on Lampert. Might be momentarily. 3 laps of 9.
It's incredible how Lampert kind of loses speed compared to Frostbitten driving the same car.
Yeah, and you'll continue to see situations like that. Some people, for example, I know some people are going to have expertise on certain cars and also just time trialing. Ertzu trying to dive bomb. It doesn't quite work out. He's now caught up with his buddy Ama. All right. And the battle for the battle for second is on.
I mean, where's G-Force, the winner?
Good question. Let's look back a little bit as we see Keela trying to put in some work, not quite able to try find the pass. Kiki in 8th, Sting in 9th on the best control. Yun G-Force on those Emperors doing some damage control, trying to get below double digits. They send Stingox flying. Okay.
But I always felt that when G-Force was driving in the first season, even when he had those worst races, he never ended up below like 10th place. He was always in the top 6.
Exactly.
Like maintaining a high point count.
Now, in the meantime, I think we've started to see a bit of a pattern, as first, second, third are the Emperors and fourth is Frost in the R6. Pretty much the same scenario that we saw on Jailhouse Rock. Now, the names are switched up a little bit as we see Makikoski and Tom Dom representing South America are the ones tearing it up. Ertzu's still in third, though, both times.
Frostbitten just looking for a mistake from Erz or Tom Dom, but not getting one yet, only 3 laps left.
Yeah, they're running out of time. This is one of our more straightforward tracks, but it makes it all the more upsetting when you're right behind one of these racers that you just can't seem to get around. Seems to be the situation that Ertzu's in right now, as he does go for the wide wall ride. Now he's getting accosted by Frostbitten.
And who's leading the race? It's a really strong lead by someone.
No, it's just Makikoski. I mean, it is a pretty strong lead, but I'm telling you, if he makes one mistake at any point here, even just going too tightly on a corner, he's going to be approached really quickly by a number of racers. So it does look good for Makikoski, but he's got to keep driving a perfect race. I think he might be at the point where he can take things a bit safer, but he's got to be careful about that. Meanwhile, Frostbitten, Ama, 4th, 5th with the R6, G-Force, and Ewan have both put insane recovery work in, going from 10th and 12th, I think, all the way down to 6th and 7th. As G-Force passes Ertzu, that's going to put him in 5th. They are.
That train, that was like so close, like second late, and you're hitting the wheel.
These drivers love to call it close on the train, I can tell you that much. But we do have a group of 3 Emperors here on the final lap. G-Force, Ertzu, Ewan opting for that wall ride. It doesn't seem to be super effective. Ertzu on the outside, he is going to hold on to it. We could see some big moves right here. Cut off? Any cutoffs? No, we're not. The defense coming out in full force. Lampert, Kiki, Sting. We've got Laggy Rockaways back in 13th. Maddie and Nick in the Ponga TC.
Nick is having a rough start, honestly, because I always felt like in the last season Nick was really, really strong and just making one major mistake in all the races and losing all the places. But now, being the last, I feel like the first race he also was on the back somewhere. Power rate again 11th, he was 10th the first race. But look at this, GeForce top 6, Jan just right behind him. So I really like that GeForce, even though he's not winning the races sometimes, he always is maintaining the high position in the races that he's
Yes.
not winning.
Yes, that is so important, to be a consistent driver and to be able to find. It's one thing to be out in the lead and to finish a race out in the lead and to drive well. It's another thing to be in the backfield, be deep inside your own head, and to still find the positions that you need. So we do see a couple car swaps. Sting going for the Bertha Ballin. We got the Emperors staying strong. R6 is staying strong. Laggy Rock on the Ponga CC, and Nick as well.
Do we have any live tables to see?
We should. Now, currently, it is only showing the first race. So I think once we head to the second track, then it'll update. So right now, we don't have the full points, but once we load into the second one, it should be good. We can give it a go.
I know he's only played a 1 and only 2 races, but it's at least this play it feels really competitive in Division 1. I really hope it stays the entire season like this.
Oh yeah, I mean, it not just it. Honestly, every single all three of the divisions have had heated competition. I mean, you expect, at least in Division 3, you expect there to be some clear differences in skill, and there were a couple of different skill pockets represented, but there were such tight races all the way across the board.
Yes. So the third track will be. What will be? I need to check the spreadsheet of this thing. What's the third one? Let me see. Track list. We had Jailhouse and Toy Works. We're gonna have
Right.
Hospital 2 Reverse.
Indeed, we will.
The new track, for me at least,
And-
and it's reverse. I feel like people don't like the reverse, right?
It's more mirrored that people don't like. Reverse is alright depending on the track, and this track is a doozy, I will tell you that much. So right away, we're gonna have cars slamming. A couple losers in the situation, unfortunately, is going to be Nick, who is the biggest loser out of the situation. Yun in the Emperor already with an early lead. We'll see if he's able to handle it through this track, where there are many tricky turns, one of them coming up now, so we'll focus in on him. The downslope into a very tight turn, into one more tight turn, and it's a blind turn as well. People getting caught up in those hospital beds all the time, but Ewan nails it. Makakowski in the R6, so Makakowski's going to be rocking the Emperor and the R6 for his two cars, and we've got a bigger group of people for third, fourth, fifth, Lampert, Keela, Ama.
Man, to praise someone who made this map. So many details. It's so nice.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Hospital is clean as hell, as you would expect the hospital to be, but this track is clean in other ways as well. Just a great race line, very challenging. Ama does collide with the door, and Tom Dom spins out after the downslope. Like we mentioned, it is going to be a challenge for those Emperors. Nick, in the meantime, has put in some serious damage control on that Ponga TC, finding 6th place, has pretty much halved his deficit. Is going to be fighting with the Emperor.
GeForce again in like top 10. Power 8 in the 10th position.
And this Bertha Ballin pick by Sting is very interesting. GeForce. All right. And Laggy Rock has been a pretty quiet driver here too on the Ponga TC. I'm assuming his second car is going to be the Pest Control, as Laggy Rock is well known to do. GeForce just snagging positions left and right. It is going to be hard to get around this Bertha. Just kidding. And there he goes. Well, Sting continues to block. Very wide-bodied Bertha. He's making it work, but GeForce eventually is going to be looking to get around. Indeed, he does. Tom hopes to do the same. Not the best entryway, though. Loses 3 positions in the blink of an eye.
It was a mistake from GeForce, but still staying strong here. I think also Tom Dom really recovered strong. He was behind there. I think like even last season I saw Sting on the same car. Like I think he loves this car. What is called? The one.
Bertha Ballistics. I think he's a big Bertha fan. I agree. Now we do have some cheers for Ama, and Ama's doing quite well. We see him pass up Keela Barris. Keela Barris, not a person to be reckoned with, a very strong driver, but Ama finds it with ease, chasing down Lampert now as well.
Also, I think we didn't give enough highlight to Keela Barris because he was the winner of the 4th division, and now he is really staying strong with all the players from Division 1 in top 6 right now.
Keela Barris grinds, and he is very good at it too. He has definitely upped his game. Ama nipping the door, and that is going to be Keela Barris with an easy pass back. Now, you might have noticed when I flipped through for a moment, Ewan is 60 meters out in the lead on lap 7 of 9. So all Ewan has got to do is play it safe, keep driving properly, and I think he's got a first place in the bag. Makakowski looking like a second place in the bag too, which isn't anything to scoff at, 50 meters ahead of Lampert.
And Makakowski actually won the previous race, so this is going to be a strong boost in points if he finish second here. Lampert in the 3rd position. And GeForce suddenly jumped to the 4th position. I mean, GeForce again, not winning the race, but still maintaining. Oh my God, that was a costly mistake.
I was gonna say he's like the David Blaine of Revolt, but he can't make a magic trick to make that chair disappear, so he is gonna be back to 11th. And moving back towards the front field as we see Maddie fighting with Nick for 13th, 14th, Laggy Rock nearby, and Kiki in the caboose for this race. An 80-meter lead for Ewan. Makakowski has lost some ground on Lampert. We will say that much. It looks like Makakowski has had a wreck, but here on the final lap, we'll see if he's able to find that consistency.
Yeah, and really maintaining a strong lead, almost reaching 100 meters. But again, Makakowski, Lampert maintaining their position. I feel like we're gonna finish Jan first, Lampert will be 3rd, Makakowski 2nd.
There it is, as predicted. Ama trying to make his way through. He taps the door again, and Sting says, "Thank you very much." GeForce not able to recomp a lot of that. And we do,
I have to say,
yeah.
The most stable player so far is Parade. 10th, 11th, 11th. this is called, stable form.
Welcome in, FF. Yeah, we've got a whole lot of jinxes coming out all the time, it seems like. Okay, so again, this should be from race 1 and 2. So this will continue updating, but this is from Jailhouse Rock and Toy World. I think we did Toy World. I think it was maybe Toy World 1. But we did just do Hospital 2. And what track are we headed to next? Let's check. Route 77. So here is where the pest controls are going to come out, if they're coming out. We see GeForce swap to pest control. Ama, Sting on the pest control.
Why pest control?
Kiki,
what's the advantage?
Keela, Laggy. Yeah, so the pest control basically, it has very high top speed, but it's extremely hard to keep it on the track. Route 77 is well equipped to help the pest control reach that top speed and to continue it. So a lot of racers are hoping to see that pest control top speed carry them into high positions. The issue is, if you wreck at all, you're going to be in trouble because it has very slow acceleration. We see one rotor coming out from Nick, which is also very exciting. We haven't seen the rotor since Roddick brought it out in Route 77.
So let's see.
And there they are, Kiki, Ama showing off that pest control, the classic skin. Laggy Rock has got that 69 skull skin. And Yun staying on the Emperor. And we actually see, best controls and the rotor frost. G Nick and Kiki, a majority of our pest control drivers and our rotor driver have all seriously had some issues right there at the
Wait,
very
who's
beginning.
who's first? Okay, let's just stay
Lampert.
a while on Lampert because I'm just expecting something to happen from him.
Oh yeah. Ama sneaking by, making the pest control work, but Ewan neck and neck in the Emperor. We got two Emperors, Makakowski on as well. Now, I will remind you, you didn't see this, but in Division 2, there was actually some kind of invisible traffic cone situation going on. So we'll see if that happens again. A bunch of people just colliding with an invisible traffic cone. Now,
Oh wait,
Lampert just collided with a very visible traffic thing. Unfortunate for him, is going to lose a bunch of positions, and now it's Ama Sting in those pest controls.
yeah, but Jan again, like he's the new player to the Revolt Racing League, and he is really strong here all the time, fighting for the wins. Top 3 right now. Ama in the lead, and Sting. That's a good change for him, being second right now, but still like
Yeah.
seven laps total.
Whoa!
Oh,
Where did Ama go? He just kept driving straight.
he just did a Lampert.
Wow.
He
He
just did a Lampert.
did. He did. He had a, I don't know, smudge on his glasses or something. We got Ama, Ewan, Makakowski, Laggy Rock has brought it back. Laggy Rock been very quiet in this event so far, but he's making it work here on Route 77. Pest Control is his favorite car, or one of his favorite cars, we will say. Now Power 8 trying to get in the mix as well. Lampert in 8th. A far cry from where he once was, and as he collides, once again, he's going to be falling back much more than that. Ertzu in the Ponga, and Frost in the Pest Control. Frost has been very quiet as well. Tom just getting massacred out of nowhere. And G-Force has not been able to do anything with that Pest Control so far. So as we flip back towards the front, Sting, 30-meter lead.
And G-Force in the last place, that's also kind of rough for him. Sting with a mistake here, losing all this lead.
Yeah. Just like that.
Oh, what a nice fight here. For the lead.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Almost colliding with that wood.
That was a sick recovery from Ama.
Yes. This car, I can tell you, it's so finicky. It will run you off the road time after time again. So when you see a recovery work in the Pest Control, it's like double the effort of any other car. So it's impressive to see.
Sting in the lead.
Making it look easy.
Don't tell me anything about easy.
The random traffic cone in the middle of the field, that might catch some people. And is that Frost in 3rd? Okay, Frost has recovered entirely from last place position that he got relegated to at the very start of this race with a big wreck at the very start. We got Laggy Rock challenging them though in 4th. And Ewan, and there's that rotor! The rolling rotor in 5th place by Nick. He's going to try to catch some of these pest controls, and maybe rotor was the choice. Maybe it wasn't pest control. Rotor, another just weird oddball car.
Isn't like Nick's car actually having a better top speed? It feels like he's just chasing
possible.
those cars so smoothly.
I know.
Look at that.
And this is Laggy Rock's favorite car, and he sends him right into the cones and honks away at him to add insult to injury.
That's a clip. That's a clip.
Okay, now we got to flip forward towards the front. This is the final lap. Sting, 20-meter lead, looking steady against Ama. Frost holding on to 3rd. We got Nick in 4th, being accosted by Kiki, actually, in the pest control. And now we'll put it to the test. Can a pest control catch a rotor? It's time to find out. It certainly doesn't look very promising for Kiki at this point, although 5th place, nothing to scoff at. Nick has wrecked. Laggy Rock has passed, and Kiki both. They're going to try to find it. It is Sting, Ama, Frost, Kiki, Laggy Rock, Nick, Ewan, Makakowski, Keela can't find the passes. Ertzu, quiet game. Power 8, Lampert, G-Force. G-Force finding 2 positions on Tom and Maddie there at the end.
Yeah, a really cool race, I have to say, on this track. Route 77, right? If I remember correctly.
Yes.
Really nice one. How does the table stand after those races? I'm actually gonna check. Wait, where do we have? Okay, we don't have the live tables here. Where do we have live tables?
I've got them up on the stream right now. Now, keep in mind, this does not have Route 77 added. It only has the previous tracks. As a result of Jailhouse Rock, Toy World, and Hospital, these are the current standings. We got Makakowski with 55 points, Yun with 54 in second place, G-Force with 43, about 11 points back, Frostbitten close in a fourth with 40, Tom Dom 36, Air2 33, Ama 29, and Lampert one behind that with 28. Here's the top five as well. If you get a little bit cluttered by all those names and scores, all right. Shout out to our chat. Chat is popping off. Good to see you all.
Yeah, so Makakowski actually going really, really strong. Here, G4 still maintaining his contact with like top 5 in overall standings, I believe. So we still got what, 5 races ahead of us?
Let's check. Up next, we've got Stadvolt, followed by we got 6 tracks here. Urban Sprint 1 and Schools Out 2 will be our next 2 tracks after Stadvolt. Schools Out 2, probably my favorite track of all time, so I'm very happy to see it included. It's also a very tricky track.
Am I saying correctly? We've got 3 players from Chile, BGM, Jan, and Makakowski.
Chile is popping off in the chat as well. Really, Latino America in general, but Chile is in the house, and we do have 3 Chilean players. Off the top of my head, I think you just said them, but Ewan, BGM, and Makakowski.
Out of every region, South America, Revolt is popular there. What the hell?
Oh yeah, and they go hard too, as you can tell. They go really hard. Oh. Berdang in the chat saying, "Gee, just think I'm first so that you can bash me." That is nice. If you know, then you know. Shout out to Revolt Americas. We are here on Stadvolt. Laggy Rock, early lead on that Ponga TC. We'll see if he's able to hold on to it. Like we said, he's been quiet. He's also been complaining of some freezes. Now, Laggy Rock not playing on the best computer as he is known to do. So he's going to be doing his best here. Does he go for the shortcut? Big speed control into the parking cut, but he makes it work power rate, accosting him quite powerfully in that R6.
And maybe now power rate showing off being second, but this is just the first lap, so we'll see how it goes. Lagrok in the strong lead so far. I have to say, this is the Panga TC. What is Lagrok driving?
Yes.
I have to say that I had a really bad experience with that car. I don't like it.
It's tough. A lot of people don't like it, and that's why we haven't seen it at all until Division 1. Only people who are super comfortable are going to be driving it. We saw Laggy Rock have an error, but he blocked power rate in the process to get the pass. Kila Bars and Ertzu also on the Panga TC. And yeah, a little bit of lag boost there from power rate and Laggy Rock. At least it looked like that to me. But Kila Bar is out with an early lead on that R6. Laggy Rock on the pass. These Panga TCs challenging on Stadvolt. They might not have been the biggest challenges on other tracks, but here on Stadvolt, they're making it work. Power rate scaring me a little bit. Does just have to concede that. Makakowski all over the place in the Emperor.
He's like, people are driving here and Makakowski is whee!
He thought he was on the UFO or something. I don't know. He thought he could just fly away. But unfortunately, there is gravity in this game, and it did pull him back down to reality. So we got Laggy Rock and Power Rate both taking the cut. Going to be challenging Ertzu. Ertzu's on the inside, though. He's making it look good. Indeed, the Pongas have woken up.
But Erzu finally showing off.
Ooh, and Sting! Out of nowhere, in that pest control. Laggy Rock.
And how are the players on the back? Because we don't see G-Force anywhere near.
Yeah.
We don't see the poles.
We will, let's see the shortcut. Laggy Rock failing it, has to repo, blocks Frost in the process. Doesn't actually have to repo, just has to flip his car, but it's enough to block Frost. In the meantime, we see Sting really putting in work on the pest control, slides right underneath Frost, or Powerade, and then it cuts off Air 2 in the process. Air 2 saying not so fast, and pushes him, spinning him out. 5th place for Sting. A very tumultuous race for Sting so far. And yeah, let's check backfield just a bit. Let's check the parking cut one more time, and then we'll do it. Here it is. Ewan takes it. Powerade, Sting, clean. Air 2 on the outside. Will Ewan find the pass? Indeed he does. Okay, flipping back a bit. Frostbitten challenging for 6th. Lampert, Laggy Rock has fallen back. Nick trying to find some positions in that Ponga, staying true to the Ponga TC. Makakowski has fully recovered from his flying incident, but he's now being challenged by Tom Dom, both of them in the Emperor. We've also got Maddie behind him, Ama, G-Force in 14th, not able to make this pest control work at all, and Kiki struggling as well. I know we got some Kiki fans in the chat, so lend him your energy. He needs it in this moment. We are here on lap 6 of 7, back towards the front. Keela Bar is fighting with Ewan, and I think the positions have been swapped up a bit. The Emperor slid through so many different cars, all the Panga CCs, and now that Emperor challenging for first.
That was a beautiful turn from Jan.
Really beautiful, and they are beginning their final lap.
Kila Bar is also just not giving up for that win, and again, like back and forth, back and forth. I have to say that, like, also come back to the Kiki, like he is having some hard time this play day. All the time in the back.
But we know he's a super strong driver. Endurance races, he can win them versus the best TTers in the game, the best endurance racers in the game. So Kiki will be able to bounce back. It's just a tough spot for him mentally. Yun, on the other hand, in a great spot mentally as he passes up Kilobars. He wins the duel and he comes in first. Airsuit third. Good finish for him. Powerade, Frost. We had Lampert sneaking in there as well. Laggy Rock and Nick, the duel of the Pongas. G-Force found one position. Sting fell all the way to 14th place. He was challenging like 2nd place, 3rd place. He fell back to 14th. That is a meltdown if I've ever seen one.
So I think we see some new faces in the top 6. Kilobars finishing 2nd. Erzu finally showing up in the 3rd. Powerade 4th. Lampert 5th. Frostbitten 6th. I feel like some new faces came up and showed off. G-Force on the back. Makakowski again. I think he was 8th or 9th. I don't know.
Yeah,
that race.
Quiet race for Makako. We saw him close by. We saw him do the stunt. Stunt didn't pay off and had some recomp work. Now, keep in mind this current score is not including Stadvolt. So leading up to Stadvolt, we've got Ewan and Makakowski tied for first. Chile brawling it out. Latino America fighting it out. We got Frost, who actually has Frost even won a race, but he's currently sitting in 3rd based off consistency alone. Ama in 4th. G-Force in 5th, although that might change because G-Force has had some tough finishes. Now, here, next track is Urban Sprint 1, followed by Schools Out 2.
Yeah, and I was like praising G-Force for always maintaining top 6, let's say top 8 positions, but that's not the case right now. So even G-Force is kind of struggling, and I like the fact that new faces are actually giving a challenge for our reigning champion. So we're gonna see how the next tracks go on.
Indeed. I would say the trouble specifically started once G-Force swapped to the Pest Control. He did say he had some trouble with blocking, which Pest Control definitely suffers from with its bad acceleration. But we are here into Urban Sprint 1, and I don't think we saw any interesting car swaps, but we do have those, the Emperor for G-Force skirting away off turn 1. We'll see if he's able to hold on to it. This is very reminiscent of a track that we saw earlier on. I think Toy World, he was able to just break away right away or something like that. But he's going to have to hold on to it. Powerade challenging him into the Emperor of his own. Yun in the Emperor as well. Staying in the mix. Ama also.
I have to say, from Kiki's perspective, this early game is so stressful. I mean, he started as a first player and just all the bumping on the turns everywhere, and he's just maintaining a high position here.
Yeah, Kiki doing some defensive driving and making it work. We saw Yun spin out. That drop down turn, U-turn is very challenging, especially for cars like Emperor, Ama, and Kiki both turning early. Ama got hit way harder, but Kiki is going to lose some time as well. Kilobaris, Ama, Maddie, Makakowski, Ertsu, everybody is fighting Kiki right now. They're all trying to, every single person in the lobby is trying to chase Kiki right now. This is a police chase, and we've got a first-hand view of it. Very interesting to see. Now Ama, Maddie leading this block of racers, but they're on the outside. They are going to hold on to that. Ooh, was that G-Force? That was Nick. Nick has been having a tough race in the Ponga, and Laggy Rock back there in last place. G-Force, lap 3 in the Emperor, 40-meter lead already. Kiki holding on to second.
And G4 is just coming back strong in the first, so he gonna fight for a win in this session. And remember, guys, if you're gonna if you're gonna reach a 300 donation goal, that means that for a session win, you get a $10 bonus, so it's still up for grabs for the people who fight for the win there.
Okay, yeah.
Because we're gonna count back those wins, right? If you reach a $300 goal.
Okay, so money on the line in literally every single race if we can get that $300 goal, which I think we can. We're already almost at 200 and the event has just started. Ama getting spun around as we start lap 4 of 6. Yun trying to make headways after that early wreck. Kiki has wrecked twice at this portion, and it costed him dearly last time, and he does it again. Kiki is in his head, so deep in his own head right now. I hope that we can see him break out of this. Lampert and Frost second, third for the moment. Frost not the best landing, but he makes a good recovery.
I just realized I was watching it wrong feed. So I was like behind on commentating whatnot. I was like thinking like,
got you.
So Frost in 4th.
Passed by Ama right there. I mean, Frost has been having some tough races. He's overall been extremely consistent, and he's currently sitting in like 4th place, but he has had to fight tooth and nail as people have constantly been challenging him, like right now. And shout out to Pokers. Quick shout out to Pokers. Good to have you.
And what kind of universe we live in? Lampert in the 2nd place. Maybe going for a win.
We'll see. We'll see. He's got a lot of work to do because G-Force is putting on a terror right now. 50, 60 meters out in the lead. Ama and Frost both trying to catch Lampert. Clean driving by Ama is going to find the pass. He's on the outside. Frost taking back 3rd.
That was a nice turn from Ama. Really clean.
It was. Now the drop down, very important. They go for the wall bounce. Frost gets spun around. He finds it once again. The recovery work is incredible out of Frost. We've got Yun in 5th as we start the final lap. I want to flip back further in the field, but it's hard to look away from this right here. Frost, Ama, Yun, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Battle for podium is on. Keep in mind, MotoGP point scoring system. 25 points for 1st, 20 for 2nd, 16 for 3rd. So huge point infusions just waiting to be claimed. Ama has some troubles. Yun trying to pass, not able to make it happen yet. Did he find it?
Frost and Yan are really high in the overall table in this session, so those points are really important for them. Lampert also gonna maintain probably the 2nd place here. Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. Ama! Whoa! Oh no! We're gonna have to watch that back. I think we just saw Ama just sent Frost way wide, and Yun snuck into 3rd, if I remember correctly. but then Amma finished out ahead of Frost. I don't know what kind of interaction just happened there at the very end, but Amma just made some big money moves and passed up Frost there right at the end. We couldn't see what happened after that. It was such a massive cluster. I wish we had caught the positions from like 7th to 13th finishing, because if you look at the times right now, they were right on top of each other, one after another, but we were so focused on that fight for the podium. It did end up being Ewan who snagged it in the final turn.
Well, kind of unfortunate race for Kiki. He had a really good start, but ended up in the 9th place. So kind of like a sad moment for him. But still, Jan in the point table in the lead. Makakowski second. Frost staying strong. Lampert gonna boost his position as well with that second place. And honestly, it's getting really, really interesting. It's really nice to see new faces like Jan and Makakowski just being in the top here.
Yeah. So with that first place finish by G-Force, now I've said it every single time, but just a reminder, Urban Sprint was not included here. So 25 points for G. That's definitely going to boost him up in the standings. But right now we've got the Finnish bros, not literally bros, but you know what I mean. Amma and Ertu neck and neck for that 4th place, 2 points separating them. We got pretty big points gaps between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And Kilabaris, G-Force, right in the mix there with Amma and Ertu. Nick and Laggy Rock, I will say, I've been having a quiet session. We see Kiki down there as well. Powerade has been making waves sometimes and has been falling short other times. So we'll see if they're able to step it up to the plate. Lampert as well down there, but he made a great 2nd place finish. School's out too, only 4 laps, so this should be a quick one, right? Not right. This is pretty much the longest track in the game, and it is my favorite. It explores so many different zones and environments. It's just such a good track. It's so inspired, so whimsical, and I'm ready to see it brought out.
Okay, let's go to the next race. And Lagrak on the back, Nick on the back. Like, Nick already has some rough times, and he gonna start from the last position here, basically. So, kinda F here. What are those cameras?
Got some scenic shots as we begin.
Honestly, I think like it would be so nice if in this game the coders whatever could maybe make some kind of automated observer. That would be so cool feature.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing. But we don't have time for any of that already. People getting caught at the railing of the drop down, such a killer of a position. They are going to head through the freezer section into the vent. Kind of sus, but they are going to make their way through and down through the storage facility into the sewers. Everybody in the line right now, no major losses so far, except we did see 2 people getting caught up at the very first turn. They've had to do some recovery work. And as yes.
Lampert again going strong in a 2nd place, if I see correctly.
Indeed.
Oh, okay.
Nothing like a good caster curse. Nothing like a good caster curse.
Forget what I said. Lampert just did a Lampert.
And Frost, we said Frost has been kind of quiet so far. He's looking good in the overall standings, but he hasn't had any really 1st place finishes or really super high finishes. And he's trying to make that statement here. Now, it's not without its own struggle as G-Force goes for the double table skip, and he is going to be very close behind that R6 driving the Emperor. And this is a duel for the ages. Frost versus G. It's just one of those classic battles, and we'll see who's able to make it happen. They are going to head... Yes.
You just said it, you know, it feels like Frost versus G-Force from last season. It felt like a classic. They were battling really hard for the win in the league. where GeForce came out on top and Frost just taking GeForce. This is a nice fight between two great players. I mean, good players. Probably
Indeed.
one of the greatest players in the game
You,
that the community have.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong to say that. Absolutely. So we're gonna see. This is gonna be a tricky section for them. We're gonna catch the drop down, and then we will see where everybody else is standing. We see Keela nearby in third, and they both nail it with perfection. So we will see. Keela has fallen out. Must have had trouble at the drop down. So our new third place is Lampert, followed by Tom Dom, and followed by Nick. Nick has been quiet, like we mentioned. So seeing him in fifth place, definitely good news. Panga TC got great top speed, and this track has got some great top speed sections. One of them coming up through the sewers. Tom Dom having trouble in the Emperor, making his way through the storage facility. Makakowski in that R6 in 6th, and Power 8 nearby in 7th. Now Keela Barris has fallen back to 8th.
Yeah, I just want to mention Nick a little bit because I know I'm kind of miming here. Maybe I don't have a vast knowledge about the scene, but I feel from what I watch that Nick is actually kind of underrated player. Like I feel like there are moments of really greatness, but then again, like some mistakes happen that I know pull him back in the races.
That's such a good analysis. Yeah, we've talked about Nick in the past. For example, when I talked about him in endurance races, I've often described him as an extremely powerful racer if he can just find that consistency. Now, he is a time trialer as well, so he knows the absolute best lines on so many of these tracks, and he's really putting that into effect here on Schools Out 2.
A really entertaining player to watch here. Giving his max and just battling with Lampert for the first.
The R6 putting in work. I honestly would expect the Panga TC to be able to break away. And what happened to GeForce? GeForce has fallen out of that race with Frost entirely. He seems to have had a massive wreck, putting him back about 40 meters. And now he's not only lost his battle with first, he's lost a very secure second place spot. And now Lampert, Tom Dom, Nick all going to be challenging. I do have to mention Kiki has DC'd. He's currently in the chat. Apologies to Kiki. Really hate to see that.
Apologies to Kiki, but we ran out of time.
You know.
Yeah, but GeForce, he's in the third place or second place?
He's in second. He's holding on to second.
So who's leading right now?
Leading right now is Frost.
Yeah, it's Frost. G's for second, Lampert. Maybe Lampert is listening to this stream because somehow he actually, I know, like put another gear and is now all the time the top, fighting for the win.
Yeah, I mean, Frost is. We'll see if he's got the consistency, but I gotta tell you, Frost is an endurance beast. If he couldn't find the consistency, I would be surprised. That being said, GeForces as well, and he struggled. So we will see if any mistakes come out of Frost. He's not out of vision yet, which is certainly a good thing for these drivers. It's just a morale boost when you can at least see the person in front of you. You know what I mean? If you can't see the person at all, you're kind of like, I have no idea what's... Lampert! Going for that risky double table skip, but R6 actually has some interesting landing mechanics, and it kind of prevents you from doing some stuff like that. He's going to drive straight into the chair. He is holding on to fourth place. Makakowski 5th, Ama 6th, Ewan 7th. And in fact, let's flip back a bit while we have a moment after we check out this football field, of course.
I have to say that cheering up for Lampert is actually one of the most depressing things. I mean, like, you see him do so good, like let's go Lampert, and just bam, hit the chair. I'm like, oh my god.
Now, in the meantime, we've had a wreck from Nick, it seems. He's fallen back into 10th. Power 8 fighting with him. Ertzu and Keela fighting for 11th, 12th. Keela has not had the best race. Stingox in that pest control, not making it work. And Maddie in 14th. Back to Frost. Frost is not that far ahead. 25, 30 meters. Again, one mistake. GeForce has broken away once again into second place, 60 meters.
And how Jan and Makakowski are in top 6. Lampert still fighting for his top 3.
Indeed.
Really close with Makakowski.
Oh, Ewan with that Emperor whipping it around.
no, all about mistakes. 1 meter. I mean, it's just Lampard. I know the depression is kicking in.
This is not a bad finish for Lampert. Of course, he wanted a podium, and he still could. We've got Makakowski and Ewan fighting amongst each other. They could easily get caught up between each other, both wreck. Lampert get the third. But even if Lampert finishes in 5th or 6th here, this is good. He just needs to keep driving consistently near the top. When you see Ewan trying to take a cut, and Makakowski too tight on the chair, gonna lose 2 positions there. Laggy Rock trying to find him as well. Now
Makakowski is like, Lampard, you think you're the only one that can hit the chairs? Hold my beer.
But look at this. Okay, it is gonna be Frost taking it, but oh my, he certainly opened up a window to G-Force out of nowhere. Ama, Makakowski, Tom Dom. Oh no, disaster! Oh no! Oh no, that hurt my heart just to have to watch. Oh man. Loses 5 to 6 positions there on the final turn in the Emperor. That is a not like this moment for sure.
Count them on the chat. Are you serious? That's a rough finish. Really interesting race.
Yikes. And we had the Kiki DC, very unfortunate. Welcome in Tilt. Okay, so I'm just gonna mention this just in case anyone missed it. I'm gonna mention it every single time. Schools Out is not covered in these current scores, I don't believe, but the overall scores leading up to Schools Out were Ewan 104 points in first, Makakowski 80 points in second, so a 24-point lead for Ewan. Frostbitten was 77, close behind Makakowski in third. G-Force was 75 points. He's definitely going to be feeling good. Him and Frost are both going to be feeling great after a first and second place finish on Schools Out 2. Ama was 70 in fourth, and Lampert was 63, 1 point ahead of Kilobars. And see, with that 5th or 6th place finish, Lampert still looking good. He's got the edge over Kilobars and Erzu, who both finished behind him.
I have to say that Lampard actually is advancing really nicely in the table, but Jan, I don't know this player. You obviously know him. The community knows him, but for me, it's a nice surprise that he just comes to Division 1. He wasn't even in the top. In the qualifiers, I know which position Jan had. But here he's just leading the stakes.
Yeah. I think Ewan was just around middle of the field, but he's certainly putting in work here on the races themselves, proving that he absolutely deserves to be in Division 1. Could even win Division 1 is a statement that he's making. We are here for some Mahim, though, and we already see it taking place. G-Force getting spun around a little bit on the Emperor as the Wild R6s make their way through. Now, we saw Super Sad in Division 2 with the Aquasonic tech for this track, and he drove it. Yeah, I wouldn't even necessarily say mistake. He just got tossed and sauce. There's not much he can even do about it. Kiki, Frost, Keela, Powerade, and Erzu is our top 5. Powerade, nice pass.
Kiki coming back with a revenge with those unfortunate disconnects and now leading the race. Frost again is really strong. I really like Frost that I feel like Frost is a player that slowly grows with the play day. You know, with each race he's getting stronger and stronger. He had a rough start and now look at him.
Yeah, definitely heating up. And it's a good time to be heating up because we got a number of tracks left. I think we got at least like 3. So definitely has some room to work with. Again, MotoGP point scoring system. If he can find a first place, boom, 25 points. It's huge. Kiki.
Kila Barros.
In the meantime, yes, we got Kila as well.
I feel like the toy world, you know, like team, is so fun to watch. Like, it's just Revolt.
It's a classic. I mean,
basically,
the creativity that brought us all into this game, reimagined here in Toy World Mayhem, And it's great stuff. It's great stuff. Now, I will say I expected to see more Emperors here on Toy World Mayhem because I do believe this is a really good Emperor track, but G-Force may be showing why it's not so good with that spin by some other cars at the very beginning. It's neither here nor there. Keela Barris is going to snag first out of nowhere. Kiki has to flip his car, and Frost on the outside. Keela finding a 2-for-1 deal as they begin lap 5 of 7 in just a moment. G-Force, insane recovery work, sitting in 5th. Ama nearby. We've got Laggy Rock in 6th. Sting in 7th. Both of these racers have not found the positions that they've been wanting. Sting going to be having a massive Titanic-esque sinking situation. It certainly will have a sinking feeling in the pit of his stomach as that happens. But Keela Barris first, Frost second, Kiki third. Ama fourth. G fifth. This is such a tight race here.
And all those, I don't know, I find it's RV6, right? The car. Like, I don't know, I feel this car is so weird, honestly. It's like a double-edged sword, basically.
Yeah, definitely.
But Keela Barris in the first place, Pro still.
Keela has. Okay, Keela taking it back.
That's a beautiful top 3 fight. I have to say this is probably the highlight right now of this playday so far. Really nice fight.
Cutting off Keela is Kiki. Aggressive driving. That was definitely a scent kind of vibe here on the final lap. Kiki versus Frost. Kiki on the inside, and he is going to find it once again, but can he hold on through the piano? He does. Can he keep holding on? He has. But will he find the edge? Does he have the line to finish him off? This is a very important part, and Frost nails it.
It feels like...
Oh no! On the drop, and Kip Frost gets passed by 2! It is going to be Kiki first, Keela second, Frost third out of nowhere.
That was insane finish. But it feels like in those play days where you have peaks off, right? So you have no weapons. I feel like those tracks with narrow spaces are so entertaining to watch. Like even here, the top 3 fight, it felt like really close and clutch, and gives more room for even mistakes. I feel, because I feel like on the tracks with really wide areas, it's really little space for mistakes.
Yeah, definitely. These are, I agree exactly with what you're saying. These tight tracks are a treat to watch with the pickups off. Now, quick shout out to Tilt Wolf, who is in our chat, did the montage for today. Huge shout out to you. We've also got some new chatters. Welcome in, welcome in. Now, in the meantime, we will check out the scores, and I will mention once again, this does not include Toy World Mayhem, the track that we just watched. So leading into Toy World Mayhem, we've got Ewan, 120 points, 18 points out in the lead. Frost with 102. G-Force, 95. Makakowski, 91, staying strong. But G-Force and Frost both found insane point infusions on on Schools Out, and they're putting it in to get that podium. We've also got Ama with 83, Lampert 72, Keela and Ertzu, 1 point between the two of them, 2 points between Sting and Powerade. So definitely a heated up race as we head in. BGM unfortunately missing.
I have to say, and I will mention it again, that it feels this season is more competitive, and as said previously, we'll try to get every piece of overlay ready for the next playdate, so we have all the best treat and all the little things shown on the stream, just to have the full experience, full enjoyment of instant replays, live tables, everything. It's such a treat just watching the first playday, hear how the people fight for the win, and yeah, Frostbitten, I feel like he is right now in the lead.
I think it's definitely possible once those scores get updated. I don't know. I don't quite recall how good Yun's finish was right there on Toy World Mayhem, but we got 2 tracks left. Spavel right now headed into Castle after that, so things are heating up, but they're also about to come to a close. If anybody's going to make any big moves, now is the time to do them, as Matty crowd surfs his way through and he somehow recovers, not without a big hit, but he makes it work. Makikoski, Kila, Ama all in the backfield. Lampert, Powerade are fighting for first. Ertzu in the Emperor.
Yeah, and Lampert, again, going strong. He also improved his gameplay
Oh yeah.
in the recent races.
Yeah, Lampert has been finding a foothold. Now, starting in first place is one thing, finishing in first place is quite another entirely, but he has been finding a degree of consistency in these last couple of tracks, and so we'll see if he's able to bring home.
Oh, wait, what happened with Erzo? He hit the wall and...
I think just a bit of a lag thing. We're good.
And Lampert, is Lampert in the lead? I think he is.
He is. G-Force has got something to say, though, as he passes up Power. 2 people wrecked, Lampert and Tom Dom. So, first place now in the hands of Ertzu, followed by Power in second, G-Force in third. And G-Force in third is definitely a worrisome prospect for Yun, because he is nowhere to be found right now, our current points leader as far as we know.
Yeah, and G4 still fighting for the win. In this playday, Lampard is really fighting for the third place, but oh, I think he hit the wall there. Nick?
There's Nick! Yeah. And, I thought we saw Sting as well. Did we see Sting anywhere? Sting in the Bertha Ballin, right ahead of Laggy Rock. Nick, Lampert, Ama. 4th, 5th, 6th. Lampert having to Nick having to put in speed control there on the turn so that he doesn't wreck, and the R6 is running into him and making him wreck. So he loses 2 positions. Sting snags one as well. Frost.
This car from Sting is just, there's every small car, those RV6, and there's like a Sting big boy as this hits.
It's good at blocking. He can fit like 2 R6s behind him and block them simultaneously. But anyways, we've got Kila, Makikoski, and Frost in 10th. Yun in trying to find a couple positions as well. This is not good for Yun and Frost. G-Force is way up ahead right now. So for the overall points, this could be a terrible spot for Yun and Frost. We'll see. I mean, don't get me wrong. They'll still be podium, but they won't be first if G-Force has anything to say about it. I do want to see where exactly G-Force is, but we got a big battle on our hands right now.
Everyone is, all those small cars are just chasing Sting. It's just so fun to watch.
They can't, but he keeps blocking. Nobody can get around him. Ama going to hope to be the first, but Sting back on the block. Oh, there he goes. Ama finds it. Nick. A couple of people, Ama too, getting sent off into the bleachers there. We've got Yun, incredible recovery work from both Yun and Frost. 2 of our podium racers overall. They are going to have to find a couple more positions, because as we flip towards the front, G-Force is in second. So he's not going to get 25 points at this rate. He is just going to be getting 20. A 5-point differential will be very impactful here in the final standings. But it's not done yet. Ertzu may have a 30-meter lead, but that's just 1 wreck. The Emperor has been very good at challenging these R6s on pace alone. But he does turn too early, G-Force, and he's going to be losing some more pace against Ertzu. And also, if he falls behind Power 8, that's another 4 points out of his pocket, as Power 8 does try to pass him up on the straightaway, and G-Force collides with the wall on the incline, the worst place you could possibly wreck. Sting is going to be trying to catch him as well. Frost moving into 5th. Where is Yun? Yun is in 9th. Oh my.
And where's Makakowski though? He was also
Makakowski, right
he
behind
was
you
very
in 10th.
strong as well.
Now, we've been flipping through the cards a ton. I apologize. We're flipping back towards the front to see the very ending here. Airtsu, 50 meters down the lead. Powerade has passed up G-Force in the final turns of this race. We'll see if he's able to nail it. Whoa! That was almost incredible out of G-Force, spinning right around Powerade, but he lost third place out with his greed. Frost finds 5th. Yun finds 9th.
I will still praise G-Force for the try because he went all in and it didn't work out, but the move itself was really nice. He was trying to gain the position there. Didn't work out. Nice try. Kiki in the last.
Strong attempt by G-Force for sure. He almost recovered.
Powerade in the second place. Really nice to see. Erzu finally showing up, winning the race.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested how the table looks now.
All right, so headed into our final track, not including the scores that we just got from Spot Vault 2, we've currently got Yun first place by 8 points with 126. Frostbitten in second with 118. G-Force 10 points behind that with 108. Makakowski 10 points behind that with 98. Ama 4 points behind with 94. That's our top 5 as we head into our final race, Castle 1. Now, as we head in, keep in mind, G-Force just got a good number of points. I don't think it was enough to pass up Yun. It might have been enough to pass up Frost, although Frost did some great recovery work as well. So we should be heading in soon. We've got a rotor. We've got a pest control by G-Force. And this is a worrisome pick for me. Pest control, G-Force has not been performing well on the pest control at all. I'll say it flatly. And so he does feel very comfortable to bring it out once again, but I've got my eyes set on him. Will he be able to make it work this time? Laggy Rock Kiki also rocking the pest control.
I think also eyes should be on Yun. It feels like he will just secure the win right now in this play day, but we'll see.
Yes, indeed, Cucumber. We love our Ponga jump scares. Kiki in the chat. Shoutouts to Kiki. You got this, man. Bring it back. We got a ton of Kiki fans in the chat. You're here on the pest control. This is your moment.
So Copysoft actually posted in the chat that Yun has 133 points and Frost 129, so basically a win for... G-Force has 121, but a lot of mathematical magic has to happen for G-Force to win entire play day. But it feels this race is just between Yan and Frost, basically.
Thank you, Copy. So to start off our race, Makakowski early lead, but he's going to lose a ton of speed on the incline, and that spells disaster for him. Now, where are our two leaders? We've got G-Force in 7th with the pest control, Frost in 8th, and Yun in last. Yun is in last place. Now, he does pass up Nick in the rotor, but oh my god, he's got some recovery work now. It helps that Frost and G-Force aren't exactly in first, but Frost is in the mix here. He's trying to make his way through. He's in 10th. So keep in mind, with the MotoGP point scoring system, as we get further down in the rankings, the point differentials are less and less. So if Frost and Yun were close by each other near the back, I think Yun would still be locking it down. We'll have to wait and see.
If you even had like Frost winning it and Yan in second, it would still be Frost winning. With a 1 point advantage, I think.
You're absolutely right. In fact, I think it would... Yes, it would be 1 point. Absolutely.
So where's Yan? Frost is in 8th.
Yun continuing to have some issues. He's sitting back at 13th. And I'll put our eyes towards the front for a little bit. We do have Airtsu leading, Ama in second, Tom in third. There's G-Force. Now, G-Force could find a first, and these other racers get stuck back like Frost and Yun. We could have a win for G-Force quite easily. despite the large point differential. It would take some math, but and look at the pest control speed. Watch it. This straightaway specifically, he's got another straightaway coming up, and look at how much recovery work he puts in every single straightaway. So this is a worrisome position for Frost and for Yun. We'll see how he handles his jump. It's a very impactful part of the track, and he's clean as hell. So we've got Ertzu, Amma, Makakowski, and then G-Force in 4th. Frost has made his way to 6th, so he is going to be challenging G-Force. This could be a Frostbite dub. Yun in 11th, continuing his recovery work, but he's getting caught up in the mix just a little bit. We're only halfway through the track. I will remind everybody.
With this place finishes, I think Frost wins. I'm not entirely sure.
You might be right.
I mean, Frost would need to advance couple positions still. Yan in 10th.
Sorry to be flipping so much, guys. Trying to catch G-Force, Frost, and Yun specifically to see how our overall first place standings are looking. It is G-Force still in 4th as he heads towards lap 5. But look, again, the straightaway, so much speed. And he's going to have another one right here. Let's watch him. Is he able to find the pass on Makakowski? Not going to be able to do it from the looks of things. We will flip back a little bit. Frost in 6th. He's getting challenged by Keela, but only 2 positions separating Frost and G-Force at this point. So I think you're absolutely right. This would be a Frost dub.
Yeah, he could still improve. I mean, he's chasing Lampert after all. So
he could find some passes. Kiki putting in some work as well. Sting and Yun back there in 11th.
Yeah, a rough race for Yan.
Ertzu and Amma.
Just maintaining that lead all the time.
Okay, clean by Amma. Amma's not done with this yet, and G-Force has found 3rd. Even more points in his pocket right now, looking to have a 16-pointer for this one. Makakowski in 5th. Keela has passed Frost, so Frost is back in 7th, continuing to drop down.
And this is actually a good news for Yan, because if he advances to like 8th or 9th position, then he wins the playday.
Yes. Indeed. And Yun is in 9th. He's got some work to do if he wants to catch Powerade, but Powerade is in the Emperor, not the most stable car. So we'll see if Yun is able to find a catch here. Frost certainly not aiming to pass yet. He's up against another R6, which is identical to the car he's driving, and it's Keela Barris, who will not stand down without a fight. And so as we see our final lap here, we got G making his way. It looks like it's going to be a 3rd place finish for G-Force. Makakowski stealing 4th, and Frost steals 6th out of nowhere. Frost will steal 6th, and Yun in 9th. That just might be enough. We don't know for sure, but that just might be enough. There, the Frost pass on Keela in the very, very final turn. Keela Barris letting one go. Very surprising to see. And we'll see if that is impactful enough to steal the crown from Yun.
I think Yun has enough with this ninth place. But I'm not sure. Could be a tie as well, don't forget that. But we'll need to wait for the final count of the points.
Yes. Now,
GG's really to all the players, really cool play. I again, I have to say that sorry that we weren't able to do entire stream with the overlays, but still really great play day, really fun races.
Indeed, indeed. Sorry, getting us back to our webcams. Hey, here we are. Okay, so we're gonna have the scores up for y'all eventually. What I'm gonna try to do is I have updated the thingy, And now I'm going to try leaving the session, and we'll see if that updates us fully. If not, I'm sure we got some people in the chat like Copysoft who have been keeping track of those scores. So here we go. This should be the updated scores. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong, Copysoft. Are these the final scores here? Because from the
No,
this is
this was
from
before.
previous. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes,
So we
yes.
still got some work to do here on our live point scoring, it looks like, as far as the app goes. I'm not sure what the deal. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Not sure what the deal with that is. But Copysoft, if we could get you in here to help us out, we're trying our best. Let's try it again. What? There it is! We got the updated scoring by 1 point. 1 point. It is Yun taking the dub over Frostbitten. 140 to 139. GeForce 2 points away from Frost. 137. Probably the hypest podium we've ever seen in Hot Seat, honestly, and it happens in week 1, Division 1. So this is insane to see. Ertzu and Alma, the Finnish bros, have tied, not real bros, have tied 124 points each, and so we're gonna see who got the most first place finishes, and if they have no first place finishes, who got the most second place finishes, etc. That is how we do tiebreakers. Makakowski with a strong 6th place, and Kilobars behind that. Headed back to our webcam scene. How are we thinking?
Well, I have to say it's really the tightest top three between Jan, Frost, and GeForce. Only 3 points difference between first and third. So really, really close, I would say. And yes, if we actually manage to hit a level 2 prize pool, which is a 300, then it would mean that Jan just earned himself a $10
Already making
for
some
winning
cash. Yeah.
for winning the playday, but it's only if we reach a level 2 prize pool goal. But still, from my takeoff from this is that already I have to say that the season seems to be extremely competitive, even though some of the players ended up the session on the bottom or in the middle. They still managed to show off in single races. Like look at Kiki, right? In the overall table, he wasn't high, but he still managed to win. I think he won one race there. So still with some problems, single strong showings. Lampard had some strong races from like middle races to the end races, and Makakowski starting really good the entire session. Ilabaris, the Division 4 winner again in top 7, like he finished 7th. Yeah, I think he's finished 7th.
I'll pull that back
So
up for us.
overall, I feel like strong showing from all the players. I mean, at the end of the day, there can be only one winner. But yeah, I feel like we only missed some of Matty, '07, Laggy Rock also had like just 2 or 3 good races. So maybe they're gonna improve on the next sessions. Don't give up, guys. This is only playday 1. We've got like 10 playdays ahead of us, so still a lot of content, a lot of fun things to happen. And yeah, from content also, next challenges. I hope you all are on the Discord and you can do the challenges yourself and just compare your achievements with my struggles, you know. I think I saw Jerome take on the first challenge and he just finished it in like 2 minutes and I was struggling for like 20 plus minutes. So as well for all the people that came up here late for the stream, we did a pre-show where we talked about the season. We had some content with my challenge as well. We had to swap the streams because I had some technical issues with getting the feed from the game, so we couldn't continue with it. But we'll for sure correct this. We're gonna have the full quality for the next playday next Saturday. Honk will be streaming the Division 3 and 2 on the Revolt United, so always stay tuned, join Discord. Don't forget that any sub, I'm sorry, Honk, that I'm going on and on,
No, no,
but
no.
any sub you give on this channel will go to the prize pool. Hank will donate any money received from those streams to increasing the prize pool. So the benefits all go to the community, right? I need to also mention that the entire second season is only thanks to you. The Revolt community, people being hungry for competition. So, and Nick with us up here, you see. So thank you very much again. Support your game. I think like Revolt is. I think there are like a lot of tons games that um, deserve more recognition, and it's really fun to see that people actually keep playing the games they like to play and have fun. And Revolt is one of those games.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta give a huge shout out to Nick. I mean, this guy has not only put a ton of his own time into preparing for this entire event, but he's also putting his wallet forward towards this. He's subscribed for so many people, not just for RVRL, but for other events too. This man spends his money on Revolt too. I mean, it's just really crazy to see. Thank you so much for the support, Nick. Again, all the sub money goes towards our prize pools. We're approaching $200 already. We've gotten like $15-20 from subs alone. And so huge shout out to Nick, huge shout out to Lampert, who's helped organize. We got CopySoft, we got Amma as well, of course Amma. So huge shout out to y'all. And if I can say one more thing, not only is this the hypest podium that we've like ever had, but also we saw Sting, Laggy Rock, and Nick all near the bottom of the standings. I've got to tell you, that just doesn't happen. So to see like how stacked of a field this is for Division 1, I mean, we honestly couldn't have asked for better divisions, because Division 1, I was worried about Division 1 because Division 2 and 3 were so damn good. And Division 1 turned out to be the best one yet.
Yes. Anyways, I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Yes,
Also,
yes.
next week, what will be next week? Playdate 2 will be. Let me check. What do we have for the Playdate 2? Playdate 2 is Classic Pro with pickups. So pickups is my favorite.
Ooh.
Finally, we're gonna see some weapons, some bombs, some oils, some balls. But there is no Lopezka to catch all the bowling balls on the track. So.
There's on Division 3.
Yeah,
You'll see
but
it.
in Division 1. But pickups on that's gonna be really fun. Also, the challenge. My challenge will be Imperial. Find 10 or more stars in train stands. And this is supposed to be a medium level, so I'm gonna for sure record it and try to find 10 stars and see how it goes. And we'll actually try to edit it to a fun movie. And as well, guys, we will provide more information with some donation links, so we can support. Like even here, we have 44 viewers, so even like 20 people donate $10
Oh my
each,
God.
like a pizza money basically. We've got the entire prize pool, and we have nice stuff coming up. And yeah, I think like you deserve the highest quality of streams, and we'll try to provide it. We'll work with Honks, so also the lower divisions like Division 3, and to also get a really nice quality of streams, and you all can actually rewatch the streams on YouTube, whatnot, and just have fun and meme from me. I'm also here for meme content, so don't hesitate to watch the replays of me struggling in the challenges.
That's right. Huge shout out to Mighty and Kiki, who just subbed as well. There's another $5 in the prize pool. Just like that. Shout out to y'all. Of course, I only get to keep 50% of it. I wish I could put the whole 10 in, but they only give me $250. So we got that $5 in just like that. And Wednesday, 19 UTC Division 3. Friday, 18 UTC Division 2, and today, same place, same time next week, 18 UTC on Saturday for Division 1. RVC tomorrow, stay on the lookout for that too, 18 UTC. Revolt competitive action is here in full force, 4 days a week for the foreseeable future. Be sure to tune in.
Yeah, and also, we need some new emotes. I mean, like
Yes,
one
we
thing-
need
one- one-
emotes for sure.
One thing that we can come up with is like you just did a Lampert. Like we need some, like a Lampert card just hitting a wall, and everyone just giving their W's when someone fails on the track.
Yeah, if you designed emotes or GIFs, and of course we can, it doesn't have to be something crazy. Like if you have an emote idea and you're like, this will be sick, contact me. And yeah, again, another sub from Lampert, more money into the prize pool. Y'all are insane. Thank you so much for the support.
Yeah, I'm also sub to the channel, so I'm also supporting
Hey,
however I can. So yeah, anyways, I think that's it for today.
yeah,
Hung, nice stream, and see you on the next tracks and next play days, everyone. Have a good night.
night.